Okay, so in this chapter, what are we really going to discuss? We are going to discuss how to work with text data. Because these models are trained using text data, we need to discuss how we are going to process our text to be ready for a large language model. So LLMs, they are trained on vast um, amount of data. Okay, let me just change my color to black. I prefer writing with black. They're trained on vast amounts of text. So the data that we have, vast amounts of text. And during pre-training of these models, like the GPT models, they process one word at a time. So they get in one word at a time. And before we show how that is done, we need to prepare that training data set. Remember, in our let me see if I can get it if I can get the scheme that we're using. If you remember, we were saying, okay, let me just grab it quickly. Um, we were saying we are in stage one, and in that stage one, we divided the stage one into multiple parts. So I'll just take a. I'm taking a screenshot of what I'm talking about now, so that we know exactly what we're doing in this chapter. So this is what we'll be doing in this chapter. We said that we are going to be focusing on this stage one, and we know that in stage one we divided into data prep, attention mechanism, and LM architecture. We're going to be focusing on this part for now. How do we prepare our data for training these large language models? And that part, it involves splitting text into individual words, individual into individual words and subword tokens. Subword tokens. If you remember well, I did say, like, I gave an example of my name as Houston. You can say this word is a token by itself, or you can split it into subword tokens. So you will be one token, Stone will be another token. So we're going to see methods of doing that, of splitting the text into word and subword tokens. And then when we have these tokens, we create what are called embeddings. So we embed these tokens, which is just vector representations of what the tokens are. So vector representations. Because LLMs, they're a form of of neural network, right? Neural network cannot deal with words as we write them. They deal with numbers. So these words need to be converted into numbers. So here, these are numbers. So the vectors are going to be numbers. That would then be fed into the training mechanism. We will discuss advanced tokenization schemes as well. We'll start with a very simple tokenization scheme, very simple tokenization scheme, just to get a handle of how tokenization works. And then we'll go to advanced ones, advanced schemes like the byte pair. There's one called byte pair tokenization scheme that is used in many popular LLMs like GPT. These GPT models, they use byte pair and byte pair tokenization. And then after that, we are going to look at how do we implement some sampling, and creating a data loader to make it more efficient and make it easier to create some input output pairs that we are going to use to train our model. So that is what we are going to focus on in this section here. We are going to focus on that data preparation stage, which is quite critical. So in the next video, let's talk about what it means to embed to embed words. We're going to get into the word embeddings and all of that. So Stay tuned for that coming video.